Today we're diving into ZZ Top's Tres Hombres. Let's get into it. Alright, right off the gate, we got ZZ Top's Tres Hombres. Excellent album. This first song is called Waiting for the Bus. It's got a really cool groove to it. The drummer being credited as Rube Beard, later to be known as Frank Beard. The only guy in the band who never grew a beard, ironically. It's just a great blues track with that cool groove going down. Um, Dusty Hill on bass here. This band has always just been so tight. And even with this first track right off the bat, you can tell, this is a group that they've already been playing for years. Even though this came out in '73, and it's their third album. They've been around for quite some time playing in the clubs. They put out their first album, ZZ Top's first album, and then Rio Grande Mud, which is also another classic. This is interesting. This is a harmonica solo. I'm pretty sure Billy Gibbons, the lead guitarist and lead singer, is playing the harmonica here. I say that because I don't know, and there aren't really any liner notes in here, even though the packaging is really cool, really solid. So the guitar solo just kicked in. This is the guy that got me into guitar. So I'm probably going to be bringing that up quite a bit in this episode. It sounds like he's using a kind of like a wah-wah crybaby effect on there. While the rhythm section is just like holding it down. I'm probably going to be saying that a lot too. This is one of the most talented rhythm sections in the business. As far as three pieces go, obviously you got Rush, which we listened to Grace Under Pressure the other week, and ZZ Top. Three people working together as a team. You can hear Dusty Hill's backup vocals in here, so people singing, playing guitar, harmonica, drum, bass. They're really just throwing it all in. And it's just three dudes, you know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, this part always confused me because I didn't realize that the track had changed. He starts singing Jesus Just Left Chicago, which is the second track off the record. And this has got a slower, more like swing to it. Another blues staple that ZZ Top just demolishes the competition, hands down. There really has never been a band like them since. I don't think there ever will be. Cool little guitar fill there. That was pretty awesome. I always liked his vocals on this one song, particularly, just because he's like, sounds like he's just got his throat going like, ow. I can't really describe it. It's almost like a howl going on there. Super cool. Nice change there. Followed by that same little guitar fill there. This is one of the things that just got me into ZZ Top, was just all of the lead breaks. I used to count how many guitar solos were on a track or during the whole album. And it really just inspired me to pick up the guitar and learn how to play. The first album I ever bought when I was a kid with my own money was the ZZ Top album, Afterburn. That came much later than Tres Hombres, but still the same heart and soul in there, you know. This album cover is kind of cool. The Tres Hombres font kind of looks like, I don't know. See, it's really kind of simple, very Texas, very Mexican Tex-Mex look going on there. And they're like hanging out in the desert. Uh, but my favorite part is the centerfold here. It's got like a whole Mexican feast. There's like a bowl of cheese, nachos with like whole grape tomatoes on there. Something looks like enchiladas, or I don't know, just like meat and cheese and grilled like jalapenos and serrano peppers. I'm getting hungry just looking at this thing, like a whole corn on the cob, some fresh tortillas all lined up there, and a frothy beer. Man, I just ate breakfast, but I think I could dip into this. This is a personal favorite of mine: Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers. It's just a fast rocking song, and it's got these dual vocals. You got Billy Gibbons, and then almost like a call and response with Dusty Hill. And I don't know. I can imagine in the '70s, just people in a cantina singing along to this or something. I actually made the mistake of picking this song for karaoke one night at a bar and forgot that it was a duet, but I was the only one singing it, and I was out of breath by the first chorus. It was kind of embarrassing. We got some pictures here of the band and a bunch of people that they're just hanging out with. There's you see the state of Texas there. There's like a guy with a gun. It's pretty on brand here. Drinking beer. Raising hell, I guess. In the fine Texas tradition. Another great guitar solo by Billy Gibbons here. I mean, this guy had it all. He had the chops, but he also had the tone, too. But, I mean, you could just hear the magic just through his fingers alone. I always appreciate little breaks like that. You know, let someone shine for a second and do like a drum fill back in there. That was a really cool guitar solo. Ooh, Dusty Hill shouting out there. It's just a fun band, and I have an old '80s DVD. They were playing I think it's called Rockaplast. It's like a German festival or a venue or something. I'd look it up, but I'm too busy talking to y'all. Ooh, another guitar solo. That was quick. Again, another reason why this is one of my favorite bands of all time. Right here, ZZ Top, folks. Tres Hombres. And that's the thing, he could just keep going. A lot of their songs, especially later on, they would just fade out with a guitar solo. Because, he could just keep going. That DVD I was talking about, yeah, they would just jam the songs and he would just keep playing. Yeah, there's a fade out intro right there. You know, another group that wasn't tied down by the set arrangement of their studio work. Which just shows the proficiency of these dudes right here. Little old band from Texas. this is a cool, like, I feel like I'm like out in the desert. Like there's like a scorpion and a snake or something like slithering through some cacti, and I'm like driving down the road or something. So here we've got some multiple guitar tracking going on here. Yeah, a couple of different guitar tones going on here. There's this weird, like, clean guitar going on with some kind of filter going on through there. That's one thing that, like, I never realized until later on listening to ZZ Top. Is like they really were a live band. Like when you listen to these studio records, they're amazing, right? They have the songs and the way you want to hear them, and it sounds amazing and it's perfect. You go see him live, and especially with the guitars, Billy Gibbons just has his guitar through a tube amp, maybe distorted, but that's it. He's not really doing all these wah-wah effects or clean effects or like what we're hearing now, a Master of Sparks here, but it translates. And he was able to be that single guitarist while holding down the frontman position. Yeah, just like a sleazy. I just feel like I'm like, yeah, just hanging out in the desert, probably drinking some beers with the guys from ZZ Top when I listen to this song. I think this song just tells a story, which is one thing I like about it. There's no chorus. It's just a linear tale about the Master of Sparks. I don't have a lyric sheet here, like I said before. But yeah, it's just like a cool, almost like mysterious sounding story. Into a killer, ripping guitar solo right here. And like, the song's got an interesting little groove going on there. Because it's got that kind of start-stop guitar riff. But Frank Beard here is really just showing his proficiency of just, he was the timekeeper. He never really strayed off the path or did anything too crazy. But I mean, just solid as a rock. Very cool. He's kind of like hitting some toms. And then that little accent there at the end of the riff is a cool little touch. Because, like I said, the song doesn't have a chorus, so they had to do their own little, what's the word I'm looking for? Hooks? Little, like the little accents right there that keep you interested, even though there's no big, huge, like, sharp-dressed man chorus or something like that. I think this is the first ballad of the album here, yeah. Hot, Blue, and Righteous. I actually always enjoyed ZZ Top ballads. Most of them have this kind of 3/4 swing to it. A moment to breathe a bit. Also, sometimes they were kind of sleazy and dirty. And as a kid, I ate that up. I really enjoyed that. This song's got a cool vocal melody and harmony going on. Billy Gibbons and Dusty Hill working together. Like they're almost like swooning you. And even though it's a ballad, the arrangements of the song, of their ballads, like, are always the same, usually. Like, you'll still have those guitar solos, and that last guitar solo might last forever until the fade out, And so even though there was a ballad playing, and I wanted to rock, I still got those awesome guitar solos. So there's always a payoff with ZZ Top. This is the part of the show, like, Either like you dance with your significant other, or like you go to the bar to get a drink because you're feeling sad and lonely. Ooh, okay, yeah. They weren't the best singers, but when it called for it, I feel like Dusty Hill was always the better singer, but Billy Gibbons had more character. And so one thing I like about ZZ Top is, yeah, like when they're rocking, Billy Gibbons can just be drawling over the song with his lyrics, but when they really needed that harmony or that hit that higher note, Dusty Hill would come in and just knock it out of the park. That was a much shorter guitar solo than I thought it would be, but I'm looking and this song is only like 3 minutes long. I'm sure as a live song they would stretch it out, especially if the crowd was getting into it. I think it's smart to write a short ballad that you can stretch out, because if the crowd isn't feeling it, then you're just going to want to end it. Cool little guitar fill at the end there just to signify the end of the song. And also signify the end of side 1. I'll see you for side 2. Alright, y'all. Welcome to side 2. We are moving on. Moving me on down the line. Move me on down the line. We're moving down the line. This is just a fun song. It makes me smile. I really like the chord progression that Billy Gibbons is hitting here. It's kind of got that upbeat in the beginning of each measure there. Again, Dusty Hill coming in with those great harmonies when they're needed. And then Billy Gibbons just drawing over the verse there. I feel like this is a guitar riff I want to learn how to play. Very cool. But again, you can hear there's like a couple of guitar tracks going on at the same time. One's keeping the rhythm, one's just keeping this drone note going. Cool little groove going on underneath this guitar solo. Like I said, this is just a fun song. It's not one of their more popular ones or anything like that, but shoot, if I flipped this record for the first time and listened to this, I'd be bopping and grooving. Oh, I like this fill too. Very cool guitar work by Billy Gibbons here. Those big wheels keep on turning. I like songs about wheels, I guess. It's like life is a big wheel, right? I used to think there were bells going on in the background, but it's really just this other guitar track that he's playing. Sounds like a clean guitar. He's hitting like a high chord there. Well, like I was saying earlier, like the lower note, the heavier guitar is just droning that, and we're fading out. There we go. Wow, we just moved down that line pretty quick there. Now this is my favorite song on the record. I'm just gonna say it. Not a fan favorite, not a very popular song. But like, me, I'm a huge metalhead, and I feel like I could cover this song with a metal band, and it would go over swimming. Cool little, that blues key change there. Into a cool little guitar fill there. I feel like I'm using the term fill for guitar a lot this record. I don't normally say that, but something about Billy Gibbons' guitar playing. You gotta remember, he's laying the groove, he's laying the rhythm, he's singing, he's doing leads. But between all that, he's got to do little transitions and whatnot. I think that's just another testimony to his achievements as a guitar player. Yeah, I'm really impressed by these little fills, or when the whole group does it, I call them tags. And that little tag, just like, arrangement-wise, is perfect. Transition right here to a guitar solo. This sounds like a slide guitar solo, where he's using like a chrome or a glass tube, usually, around your finger, and you can use that to slide it against the strings instead of pushing down on the strings. It creates a very unique, very country, western, bluesy style of guitar playing. Another short, great guitar solo there. Right back into this grooving verse here. Frank Beard, again with this almost like Master of Sparks style drum beat, where he's like he's hitting the snare on like a very precise moment, but keeping that groove all the same. Bringing the slide back for this guitar solo. I've tried playing slide guitar quite a bit. It's not easy. Because you really got to use your ear, and I do not have perfect pitch at all. I'm more of like a visual guy. If I can see when I'm playing, then I'm good. But if I just have to listen, it's really difficult for me. But he's killing it, man. And I've seen him with the slide on, like playing chords and whatnot, and then switch into it during some of these songs on like live performances. So again, Billy Gibbons, amazing guitarist. Can't beat him. This is the most popular song off the record, La Grange. This is one of the things, I mean, even if you don't even know who ZZ Top is, or even if you don't think that you've even heard any of their music ever or know any of their songs, you actually probably have already heard this track before. It's got that classic intro with like that kind of sleazy talking, how, before just kicking into just a rockin' groove. Another song like Master of Sparks that doesn't really have a chorus. Precious and Grace kind of had a chorus. It was more like a hook. Hook. I've been using that word a little bit too. ZZ Top knew how to use their hooks, man. Like they knew how to write a song. And they weren't like pop musicians or anything like that, but they almost had that pop sensibility. They knew how to hook people in, literally with the hooks. As a kid, I loved this song just because of the sheer amount of guitar soloage going on here. You just can't beat it. Yeah, like I wish I was driving around right now. It's cool sitting here listening to this and talking to y'all, but just to be on an open stretch of highway in the middle of the desert in a convertible with the top down and just blasting ZZ Top. That's what I want right now. That and this plate of amazing Mexican food here. Also love how there's like a bowl full of lime wedges and just like a knife just stabbed straight up in there. Good stuff, man. It's kind of funny how this is like the most popular song on the record. It really isn't even like a verse or even a story of like. There's a little story about Lagrange, I guess, but yeah, it's just like a jam. That's it. But I guess if you're gonna go see ZZ Top live, I mean that's what you want, right? You just want them to jam, and this song just does it for you. It's good stuff. I'm a fan. I like the pinch harmonics he's doing on the guitar there. Basically, like I don't know, when you pick, you kind of hit some skin from your thumb and it creates this squealing sound on the strings there. Very cool technique. Again, I'm not going to talk about how amazing of a guitarist Billy Gibbons is. Another fade out outro there. I mean, why do you need all that extra, you know? And they can figure that stuff out live, on stage, in front of a crowd. I don't need that when I'm just sitting here in my living room hanging out, you know? Alright, we got this funky groove going on here. I think ZZ Top, every once in a while, they would break out the funk. Seems like this is the song on this record where the funk is coming out here. Really cool, like, layered guitar tracking to get those harmonies in there. And yeah, you know what? That was another hook. See? They got me again. Again, another song that doesn't have a specific chorus. So there's like this little key change here. And then this hook. Great songwriting. I feel like I'm learning so much just listening to this record. This is like the 100th time at least that I've heard this album. So the fact that I'm able to sit down and talk with y'all and still learn something, I mean, oh yeah, that means a lot. Alright, sounds like Billy Gibbons has got his wah-wah pedal back, but this time it just seems like he's got it half-cocked. Kind of creating that whiny sound, but keeping it low and slow. It's kind of a cool dichotomy because you start off with this like super funky vibe going, and then he kind of slows it down with the guitar. Instead of trying to keep up with the speed, it's like, you know what? Back off for a little bit. Got the waka waka going on there. Was it even the 70s without waka waka? I don't think so. Ooh, that was a cool little like ethereal break there before grounding you back into that funky groove. Right back into the storyline. Again, I think it's another story song. Like, it kind of tells a little story. And then here's the chorus, if you will. Really, it's just that little hook, man. I just want to, like, steal all of these ideas. So I got that ethereal break, I guess signifying the breakdown of the song, keeping the chords going. Also heard some like percussion going on, like wind chimes and shit. Okay. This was like right before they really started experimenting with more production techniques, I think. But the production is perfect. I don't know if this is a remaster or something, but I mean, like, these records that I listened to from like the 70s, like, they just sound better on vinyl, you know? You know, nowadays, like, if you get a new album on vinyl, like, it's okay, but I'd rather just get a digital download. It sounds the same. But back then, you know, this was the way to do it. Alright, we're on the final track here. Have You Heard? It's a gospel song. And it's just a great way to end the record where it's like they end up at church worshiping. And I'm not a very religious person, but if they played this at church, I might go. You know, I might. Cool little call and response with the vocals and the lead guitar there. Interesting to think that like the singer is calling and responding with himself. That takes a lot of talent because you know this guy was doing this stuff live too. Oh yeah, man. You know, it's a Tuesday morning, but I feel like it's Sunday. Listening to Have You Heard by ZZ Top. Great record. Great, like I said, great production. Bill Ham. He was a long-time producer of ZZ Top. I think he was with them for, I mean, I think maybe like at least a couple of decades. Long time. And when you get a relationship with a good producer like that, I mean, the sky's the limit. And ZZ Top hit that limit, man. I mean, they're no more. Um, Especially after the death of Dusty Hill. R.I.P. But when I listen to this stuff, I don't feel sad, man. I feel happy. Dude lived the best life of anyone ever could, you know. Huge band in the 70s, even bigger in the 80s, kept going in the 90s and the 2000s. Playing huge shows, traveling the whole world. I wouldn't have traded it in for anything else, man. So to have a career as long as they did, that's all inspiring. There it is, folks. ZZ Top, Tres Hombres. Third album by ZZ Top, 1973. Thanks for stopping along, and see you next week.